The CGC box arrived, and it's a pretty big one, so let's just go ahead and get into this. Hey everyone, Richard here, and it's time for a pretty fun video because I have a CGC cards unboxing. There are 60 cards in this box and another box, a whole variety of things, Wizard of the Coast era to modern, mostly things from collections I had picked up. The grading cost on this was about $11 and some change a card, and I only have like less than 10 cents a card into most of these, so this was purely a fun submission. I wasn't going for super high grades or anything. I think the average grade for some of these is going to be about a 7, but there might be some higher grades in there too. I'm not expecting a single 10 in this submission because that's just not what I was aiming for with this bulk. But yeah, I'm excited to get into it. This is from January, so kind of a delay on those, but yeah, I'm gonna cut into this and see what we got. Alright, so we got our first stack of cards. Like I said, not really sure what I'm gonna be getting, so here we go. First card. Alright, so there's a Haunter from Fossil, and a 7, so that's about the range I'm expecting for these particular cards. 9.5 and centering is very nice. Surface and corners. Take a look at the back of it. You can definitely see some edge wear and corner wear. Yeah, definitely about the range I would expect to see. So pretty cool Haunter. Next card. Got an Aerodactyl from Fossil, and as you can see, it's also a 7. Very similar to the other one, which I think we're going to see a lot of because these are from the same collection, and they were stored similarly, so another 7. Next up, we got a Pidgeot. Again, I purely threw this one in because I like the Pokemon. Not expecting a high grade, probably the same range as the others. 7.5, so a little bit better. Again, a 9 in centering, surface is a 7, corners and edges. See a little bit of whitening in there. But again, near mint and near mint plus cards, can't complain for Wizard of the Coast era. Next one, Lass. This is actually kind of a cool card. This is a 4th printing. You can tell from the 1999 to 2000 right there. So yeah, a little bit more valuable of a card. 8.5 and a higher grade. This is a decent grade for this card. Yeah, 9.5 centering, 9 surface, corners and edges are what held it back. But very happy with that one. Next card, Devolution Spray, base set card, 7.5. Yeah, so like I said, lots of these are in that range I was expecting. Oh, base set Squirtle. This is probably in that same range, but it's a base set Squirtle, so that's exciting regardless. Yeah, 7.5. This one actually has a lower centering score, but looking at that centering, not too surprising. Next card, Dragonair. This one I expect to be low grade. This is one of the very few childhood cards I have, so I don't expect it to grade high at all. 6.5. So yeah, about what I expected. Not one I intend to sell, just one I intend to keep. Though most of these I am selling. Yeah. Last one from this stack. Oh, Shadowless Gyarados. This is going to be lower grade, maybe in the same grade as the range as the others. I actually got this for free. I had bought some vintage sealed product that came damaged to me, and I returned it, and when the guy sent me a new one, he threw this in. So 6.5, I will take it. Probably one of the more valuable cards in this stack. Can't complain for a Shadowless. And it's all for the first stack, so give me a second and I will get some more. Alright, time for the next stack of cards. Oh, here's a Dark Gyarados, first edition. Non-holo, but it is a first edition card. and it's a 7. Again, it's from that same collection, so about the same range you would expect. Still a very nice card. Rocket Snorlax. This is probably my favorite Snorlax art. Yeah, it definitely is. And it is a 7.5. 9.5 centering. Pretty much 7s across. Nice near mint card. Next one. Oh, this is actually from a like a collection box, but this is from Sun and Moon era, I believe, or early Sword and Shield. Either way, it was in the boxes that where the cards aren't stored very well, or they're always damaged. So I'm not expecting super high grade on this. If I remember correctly, it had some indents or something, but it's an Umbreon. I collect Umbreon. This is a personal collection card, and it is an 8.5. I will take it. It is actually a true 8.5, so that's pretty cool. I'd take a true 8.5 over a weak 9 in most cases, but this is a personal collection card, so very happy about that. Next one. Alright, this is the Eevee from that same collection box. So in theory, it's probably a very similar grade because none of them are stored very well in those. 8.5. This one actually is a little bit better in surface and in edges, but they probably have some sort of indent on them, if I remember correctly. But still, very nice card. Espeon. This is from that same set, but this isn't a promo, it's just one that came in it. Again, probably in that same range. One I'm not particularly, I don't care too much about. An 8. So this one's a little bit weaker. The surface is weaker on this one. Not sure if I can see why. I'll have to look at it with better lighting, but still, near mint to mint card. Next up, Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz. This is from that same collection, so it's probably in the 7.75 range, if I were to guess. A 7. 9.5 centering, so that's very nice. But still, nice near mint card. Sabrina. Graded this one just purely because Sabrina is one of the cooler gym leaders, and it's Wizard of the Coast era. 8.5, that's actually pretty nice for one. 9.5 centering, and then 8.5s across the board. Yeah, no complaints there. Very nice card. Next up, Rocket Charmander. This is again from that collection, so probably the same range unless I get lucky like this one. But let's see. 7.5. Again, 9.5 centering, and about what you would expect in the surface and corners and edges. Next card, a Dark Wheezing. Again, probably that same range. Yeah, 7.5. Got a 9 in centering. But you can definitely see the edge wear and stuff that's bringing these down. And a Fossil Moltres. Let's see. 7.5. Again, it's definitely, you can tell it came all from the same collection. That usually happens when they're stored similarly. They are going to grade similarly. Got some edge wear, corners, but still near mint plus card. Alright, time to get another stack. Alright, so here we go. We got some Japanese cards here. The Japanese cards are from another collection. They still won't be 10s or anything, but I think they were a little bit better than the English cards. So first one, a Rocket Squirtle. Depending on how this looks graded, this might actually stay in my collection, though most of these cards are not staying in my collection. A 9, I will take it. That's going to be a personal collection card for sure. Got a 9, 8.5, 9, and 9.5. Looks pretty good. Next card, a Jungle Pikachu Japanese. Let's see, 7.5. It's a little bit lower grade, but again, it's a Japanese Pikachu from 1996, so can't really complain. Alright, so we got a base set Pikachu. I was hoping for at least an 8 on this, but I thought it could be a little bit higher, so let's just see. An 8. Yeah, it's just surface that kept it back. Otherwise, it was actually a pretty nice looking card, but still one of the more valuable cards in this lot. Might actually keep it for myself, I don't know yet. Next card. Alright, Energy Recycle System. This is from EX Unseen Forces. This is a reverse holo. Graded these because they were nice condition, and this era of card reverse holos are very hard to get high grade. These are probably some of the more valuable cards in it, assuming these other ones are from that also. So let's see. A 9. I will take that as a really, really nice grade for one of these reverse holos from this period. Next card. Pokédex Handy 909. This is kind of a funny card. It's one of those cards that makes you wonder if they knew what they were doing when they did it. It's called the Handy 909, and I'll let you read the little code down there. It just makes you wonder, and it's an 8. Again, just graded this because it's kind of a weird card, but yeah. Got a Rainbow Energy from, again, the EX period. Just hoping for at least a 9. 8.5, I won't be too disappointed, but higher grade the better on these. And it's a 9. Almost a true 9, just missing corners. And looking down here, you can kind of see why. But very happy with the 9 Rainbow Energy. Here's another one of those reverse holos. Again, very, very hard to get in high grade. Basically, if you get an 8 or better in this, I'm usually pretty happy with cards from this era getting graded. So 8.5, very, very happy with that. Solid 8.5 too, got 2 9s. The surface is just so hard to get a high grade on these cards. But I will take it. 0 complaints on that. Those are probably some of my happier grades from this slot, actually. We got a Promo Merrill. 8.5, that is a solid grade. Almost a true 8.5. We got a 9 down the corners, but overall, really nice. Next one, Moo Moo Milk. Graded purely because it's a first edition card, and it's Moo Moo Milk. It's one of those cards that people just like to collect for whatever reason. 7.5, I will take it. 9.5 in centering. About what I expect. This is from that same collection. Definitely some edge wear on it, but nice near mint plus card. Neogenesis Pikachu. This is again from that same collection, so it's probably going to be in the same range if the others are any indicator. But let's see. Yep, 7.5. Actually, much weaker in the centering on this one, but still a very nice looking card. Elekid, one of those rare baby cards from this era. Again, probably the same range, and it is. It's a 7, a 9 in centering, 7 in surface, 7 in corners, and 7.5 in edges. I'm actually surprised the edges weren't hit a little bit harder on this card, but overall, I think that's about right. And last one from this deck. Oh, so this is just a random modern card I had picked up. It's from Evolutions. Evolutions is notoriously hard to grade high on. I'm not expecting super high on it, but it's a Mewtwo EX, and it is an 8.5. This is kind of the range you expect on most Evolutions cards, if I'm honest. 8.5 centering, 8.5 surface, 8.5 edges, and a 9.5 in corners. Yeah, this is about what you would expect from Evolutions. So those of you who grade Evolutions, just be aware it's not a very forgiving set. But still a very solid card. I have another one of these I might send in for the heck of it. Time for another stack. Alright, next stack of cards. I think we're actually getting through the last of the older cards in this submission. We're probably going to be getting to more of the modern ones here very soon. But first card, Dark Jolteon from Rocket. I remember I sent this one in specifically because I thought it had a chance of being a decent grade, but we shall see. A 9, I will take that. That's probably going to be a personal collection card. 9, 8.5, 9, and 9. So very close to a true 9. I will take that. Alright, next card. This might actually be the last older card. So there's the Charmeleon from the Rocket set. Again, hoping for the same grade range, but we'll see. 8.5, not quite there, which is too bad because it is very, very close to a 9. That's 0.5 away. Look at the difference between these two cards. It's pretty indistinguishable, which is too bad. I'm actually kind of disappointed about that one. I'll have to grade another one of those. And then I think we're actually getting into a lot of the modern cards. With the modern cards, I did some experimenting. I sent in cards that were clearly errors, but I didn't tick them as errors when I submitted, just to see if CGC would call them errors or not. I also cracked a card that was in a CGC case and sent it back in to see if it would grade the same. So definitely some interesting stuff coming from the modern stuff. And I have quite a few of these. I don't think a single one will hit a 10. 10s aren't as easy as people like to think for these Charizard V promos, but we'll see. 8.5, yeah, that's about what I expect for some of these. When I sent these in, it was worth grading these at that price, but honestly, they're not really worth much anymore. I'll still make my money back easily because I have like less than $12 in each one of these, but still. Another one. It's a 9. Okay, so that's not too bad. It's a strong 9 too. It has two 9.5s. Probably end up keeping whatever the best one is for myself and getting rid of the others. Another 9. Exact same grade as the previous one, so. $9.5. That's the best one so far. Just 9.5s across the board except for Surface, which doesn't surprise me. Surface is really hard to get high on these promos. Probably the one I'll end up keeping for myself. I don't think there's one better than that. Another 8.5. This might be the last one, and it's another 9. All the 9s look like they're graded exactly the same. Next up, Mega Heracross EX. I'm not expecting super high grade on this. I actually pulled this the day I sent out the submission. I just threw it in sort of on a whim. 8.5, so 9.5, and then two 8.5s and a 9.5. So this was very, very close to a 9. It was just held back slightly. But again, this was a Pack Fresh card. It just goes to show you that Pack Fresh doesn't mean it's going to be a perfect grade. Still a very nice looking card. Let's move these over. Next card, Mega Gengar. This is a promo, and it's not going to grade high because again, it's from that era where promo cards in boxes were not Mega Gengar, and it's a pretty cool card. 8.5. And I'll really take that. Surface, which indicates to me that it's 100% because of the way these things were packaged. If I looked at it under good light, I could probably figure out why. Actually, you can right there. There's a slight indent right there from the packaging. Right there. But yeah, basically what I expected. Actually a PC card most likely, just because it's shiny. Mega Gengar. Mega Steelix EX. So this is one of the cards that I knew would be an error if I ticked the error box. But I don't know if they are going to grade it as a normal card or as an error because I didn't tick it. So let's see, 8.5. So they definitely didn't call it an error. I think this would have been a 9 or 9.5 had they called it an error. And the error on this card, let's see if I can show it. As you can see right there, it is crimped on the corner. Very hard to see, but it's there. So yeah, a card that I might actually consider resubmitting for that error grade. But very nice looking card, Mega Steelix EX full art. Right, next card. So we got a Charizard GX. This is from Hidden Fates, the tin promo. I probably have 8 or 9 of these, but none of them are super good shape. This was the best one I could find. I still don't think it's a 10, but I think it'll be high grade. 9.5, yeah, I'm super happy with that. I don't think I have a 10 in all the tins I opened. So yeah, that's definitely a keeper for me. Next card, Pokémon EX. This is part of a collection I had bought. Just a nice secret rare. 9. So yeah, that's about what I would expect for this card. Again, these textured cards are so hard to get a high grade on. See a little bit of whitening down there. That's probably one of the things that held it back. But yeah, very nice card. I actually like Xerneas better on this card than Volcanion, but solid card. Snowzard. This was in no, it wasn't a collection. I bought this off eBay for like $5 shipped. So it's not perfect, but it looked good enough to go ahead and send in. 8.5. Yeah, I would definitely take that. Just a really nice Zard. Last card from this stack. My Lugia break. A lot of people don't like breaks. I have no issue with them, but I'm a Lugia collector, so I had to send this one in. Sorry about that. I had to take care of something real quick. I still haven't seen the grade on this. Like I said, these are very hard to get a high grade on. I'm hoping for at least a 9. I'd love to see more. This is, again, a personal collection card, so 9. I'll take it. Would have loved to see it higher, but these things are just so hard to get a high grade in. A little whiting right there is probably what held it back from the 9, honestly. But personal collection card. Time for another stack. Alright, got the last stack of cards here. So let's see how we do. Again, I think they're probably all moderns. We shall see. So we got a Charizard from Dragon Majesty. This was actually a gift for me, so I'm not too concerned with what it grades at, but I wanted to slap it anyway. 8.5. Again, gift. I will take it. A very solid 8.5, actually. It's just the edges that brought it down. And you can actually see on these edges, that's why. But very happy with that. Just glad to have it graded. Next card. I actually pulled this from a dollar pack. So I'm not really expecting a 10 based on that, but really nice card. Let's see. A 9. Yeah, so we got a 9, 8.5, 9.5, and 9.5. So pretty solid 9. Surface is lacking. Kind of what you expect from a dollar pack because they just go through a lot more abuse than your standard cards. But beautiful card. Might keep it for myself, might sell it, haven't decided. Next card. Lugia. Again, this was a last minute throw in. I don't expect it to grade high, but it's Lugia, and I figured why not. This is back when grading was very cheap, so I had nothing to lose really. 8.5. Surface and corners held it back. I don't remember being much wrong with the surface, but I do remember the corners having some whitening. Down here and down here. I'd have to look at it under stronger light to see if I figure out why the surface came down, but it's a Lugia. card. So this is another card that I think would have got an error had I marked the error tick box, and the fact that the other one made an error means this one probably won't either. But this is severely off-center to the point that I think it's probably would get an OC had I marked it 8.5 with an 8 in centering. So yeah, I think this would definitely have been an OC card had I ticked that box. One that maybe I'll resubmit at some point, or maybe I'll just leave it as is. Whoever ends up buying it might choose to regrade it. Umbreon. Umbreon is one of my favorite mons. I think I have 2 of these in here, so there's probably another one right after this. Not expecting the highest grade. It's honestly probably about an 8.5 to 9 range. I'd guess maybe an 8. Somewhere in that range. An 8. Brought down by the corners. Which, honestly, looking at it again, I can see why. Next one. Another 8. So I'll probably end up keeping this one for myself and selling this one. But it's a Plasma Freeze Umbreon. One of the better Umbreon artworks, so very nice card. Now we got a Flareon from that same set. Wouldn't surprise me if it grades around the same. Yeah, another 8. Very, very solid 8, though. And again, one I might actually just keep for myself. Don't see enough Plasma Freeze or Plasma era cards get graded. So we got another Snorlax from that same era. Just a regular rare. 8, so solid card. Again, a very, very solid 8 at a 9 centering, 8.5 surface, and then more 8s. Probably on the cusp of an 8.5. So very, very solid card. So the Megazard. So this is the card that I cracked from CGC. Actually, one second. Alright, so as you can see, this is the former label for it. I had bought this card for very, very cheap, and I decided I was going to test CGC to see if it would grade a 9 again. I have no reason to think it wouldn't, but why not put it to the test? So previously it was a 9, and it is now still a 9. That is good news for CGC. I was very, very tempted to send this in as a error card because the centering, as you can see, is so bad top to bottom. Very thin up there to very thick. Maybe at some point I will go ahead and do that again and send it in with the error designation, but it's very nice to see that it regraded the same grade. Kudos to CGC on consistency on that one. Alright, next cards. Raichu GX Rainbow. I believe this is Shining Legends, if I remember correctly. I'm expecting, well, hoping for a 9 on this. Hopefully not lower. Yeah, 9, perfect. Very, very solid 9 too. 0.5 away from a 9.5. Yeah, just a really, really nice Raichu. Another Rainbow. I don't think this one was as nice as the Raichu, if I remember correctly. But obviously the higher the better. 8.5, yeah, so about what we expected. It's strong 8.5, it's 0.5 away from a 9. You can see why right there. Weak corner. Alright, there's only 3 cards left, and then we've done them all. Threw this in just for the heck of it. It's Dreadnought. Discount Blastoise. Champion's Path. And speaking of Champion's Path, probably not a 10 because of that, but let's see. A 9, yeah. Again, a very, very solid 9, 0.5 away from a 9.5. Honestly, probably a PC card. Second to last card. Escape Rope, just a gold card I threw in for the heck of it. I expect it to grade about the same as these other Pack Fresh cards. This is kind of what you expect for these textured Pack Fresh cards most of the time. Getting higher grades is tough. 9, yeah. Almost a true 9, just a little bit better on surface. But solid card. And the last card, an Entei pre-release from Cosmic Eclipse. I remember it wasn't perfect, but it was in a giant collection I bought, and I figured why not. 8.5. I will take it. Very solid 8.5. Centering 8.5, corners 8.5, but surface and edges are both a 9.5. So very, very close to a 9. And a very nice card. So yeah, that is the full return. We're through it all. It's going to end up selling most of these. Only a few of them are end up PC cards for me. And I'm probably just going to move them pretty cheap to get them out of here. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm glad to finally have these back from January all the way to, I guess, June now. So yeah, hope you're all well. Take care.